Whoop whoop! So I should probably be saying bloop bloop. I don't know what the hell is going on, y'all. I have a feeling he might have been mistaken on time zones, but I thought he was Eastern time, just like me. And like he literally seen my post. We were just talking on Facebook and stuff like an hour ago, and then I'm like ghosted. We're getting the Will Gates all over again. But it's okay, folks. Don't get all bent, whatever. It just means you guys can go back to doing your important stuff and you ain't got to be bored with Wiggles. Uh, I'm up until 6 a.m. because of this new shift. So that's what I'm going to do. Give you guys just a little outlook speech or whatever. And my whole hope is either he's running late or he might be Central Time thinking that it would be 11 my time, and it's all good because I'm gonna be up until 6 a.m. because I gotta be for my shift anyhow. Not the Will Gates. You know, shit happens, and that's okay too. So I'm not even taking it personal. I haven't been on here and got to talk to you fuckers in a while, so I'm just gonna use it as a little outlet. People on Facebook dislike me today, yesterday, from my statuses, and that's okay. Um, that post actually shared on Instagram too, so if you're on my Instagram, you can see it there or whatever. But at any rate, I'm kind of back. I went from working second shift when I started doing these interviews, and I would do them at night in my free time from 11 to 3 a.m. And then I got laid off and I got that job at Dollar Tree for a minute, just trying to hold it down or whatever. And that was weird hours, so I couldn't really do much for interviews then. And now my old job took me back, but I'm working thirds and 12s. So I go in at 6 p.m. and work till 6 a.m. Like my Monday actually starts on Sunday, and like it's so hard to like, oh, check it out, we got a guest. Maybe it was just a little delayed. So enough with my blabbing. Let's do the damn thing, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. What is up, homie?
Whoa, whoa. What up, bub?
Whoa, whoa. Can you hear me
Wow.
fine? I'm sorry, man. I wasn't sure if it was just like a time delay. I didn't even tell you I'm Eastern time zone. I was just like, who wants to get it? And let's do it just right now. So that's my fault.
All
As I
good.
was
All
just
good.
telling them, I'm a little disassociated from my normal routine because I was working seconds, and that's when I done these like 11 to 3 a.m. or on the weekends. And so I'm just getting back on track. But I want to say thank you firstly for coming on. You don't get the little intro behind the backstage. I just pulled you up and we're going to do it. I got my
Boom.
questions right here. But I'm going to say thank you. You just like that out of nowhere. I'm like, who wants to get it? And you're like, me. I appreciate the hell out of that, man. That's
No
real
doubt,
as
bro.
shit.
No doubt.
All right. Well, we just gonna jump into it. Whoop whoop, motherfuckers! I'm Wiggles, and the man next to me is 216 Zay. Some of you may know him. Some of you may not, but you're gonna get to know him on the most basic level. We want to get kind of intimate with this dude on some basic questions. So, without further ado, we're just gonna jump into the first question, if you don't mind. What's your name? Where was you born and raised, and where do you currently live now?
So, we're by 216A. I'm at Cleveland, Ohio. I'm still currently here right by the airport right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Is and was that like personal choice? You just like the area, you never wanted to move or anything like that, or?
I moved around a lot. I've been all over this general area quite a bit and back a couple times. You know what I mean? So,
Gotcha. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. Question number two: are you a juggalo? How long have you been down? And do you consider yourself a Juggalo rapper? Because some people don't like to be put in a box. Some people don't see a box. What's your whole thoughts on that?
Um, as far as camp wise and shit, I'm gonna have to say 2019. I did listen a little. I dabbled back in the day when I was like sixth grade. You know what I mean? But I didn't find other juggle. I didn't have internet back in the day. You know what I mean? So I missed out on a lot of good shit. But
Right,
yeah, I would say 2019 technically. But I've been listening since I was little, dabbling. You know what I mean?
right, right.
As far as the juggalo artist, I'm an artist that's a juggalo. Like I didn't jump into one at a certain time. You know what I mean?
Right.
I made my first song at 17. Um, but then I really took it serious starting about 6 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
So like how some artists kind of like pander to the scene and make music on purpose for juggalos. I can't say that's me. You know what I mean?
Right. You
I
just
make
making music based on what you want to, and if it caters to a jug, if we can relate to it, then okay.
exactly. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. Um, question number three. What inspired you to start making music?
One day, me and my homies was drunk in the basement. We were just drinking, rapping some shit, and they kind of just started critiquing, like, "Hey, man, you can rap good as fuck, you know that, right?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm just fucking around, bro. You know what I mean? We are just having a good time or whatever." They're like, "No, dude, you should try rapping." And I was like, I mean, maybe, whatever. And then I
Right,
became a
right.
hype man for Keystone. Shout out Keystone. And after after a while of being a hype man, a couple months, I started making my own shit. Then I started releasing music on all platforms. Shortly after that, so that's been
Hell
six
yeah.
years of that.
So
Yeah,
it started, you were just pretty much fooling around, and people noticed the talent in you, huh?
yes, sir.
That's
They recommended that I make music, and I was kind of like, I mean, I never thought of taking it serious, and I did.
that's
So,
awesome. Um, okay, so then who do you look up to in the music industry? And that's like underground, mainstream, current, past, just who really, like, artist wise, really inspires you or inspired you?
even though I don't listen to much of the current music from Tech Nine, I would have to say Tech Nine is probably one of my bigger influences. I started
Okay.
out as a technician. I was a technician before I could, quote unquote, say I was a juggalo or down at all.
Hey, that's all right.
Yeah. So I started. That's how I got familiar with jugs by hitting all the tech shows in Cleveland and shit like that. And then I got more familiar with people in my area and shit. Shout out 216 Juggalos, Swill, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
Swill that boy, man.
yeah.
All right, cool. Next question here. Okay, I like this one too. Are there any current projects in the work? Like, what's next? You got any concerts coming up? Any singles? Have you just recently dropped anything? Any features to come? Any one-offs? What do you got going on, man?
I just finished a string of shows. So for about 3 weeks, every weekend I had a show. I do work. I work two jobs. Um, but I just ended my long string of shows. I have one show booked that I can't announce yet in March. So I can't really speak on it. And I'm currently
Not but you
possibly,
put the teaser there.
yeah. Speaking of teaser, shout out Teasy. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then I might be headlining a show in Athens, anywhere between January and April. We haven't decided the date yet. But
Okay.
so I just got two lined up right now, but I just knocked out a big string of shows, and it was kind of nice to get it over with because now I get a little bit of a break to make more music.
Right, right.
I do have a single coming out with the pre-order jerseys called Nocturnal. produced by Apollo Exodus. That's cooking right now. So other
All
than
right,
that,
yeah.
I'm working on my next album after Roll the Dice. Roll the Dice dropped in April, so now I'm working on a full length album right now.
Hell yeah. I'm sorry, man. I was just trying to catch up with some of these chats, boy. They're flying by quicker than I can see them. I want to give a shout
Yeah.
out to the 14 people in here right now. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for turning up for this man, or this man. Sorry, dang, which
Wow.
way? Appreciate it more than you know. The man was busy. He was on tour pretty much, doing his thing, putting it down, and now he's going to hone in on some shit and he's got something coming up, but he can't tell you yet. So be on the lookout. You know what I'm saying? Uh, okay. What is one of your favorite songs that you have made?
Wow. So I'm probably gonna say one of my first favorites was Killing Season, because that was like that was my first album. But as a single, it was one of the first songs that set me aside. I feel like maybe gave me a little bit of boost because I got to show my hip hop dynamics. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of chopping. I'm not the guy that comes in like like I'm gonna chop as hard as I can, show you what I can
Right.
do. But it was to me it was probably one of the first best well-rounded horrorcore boom bap type tracks. And I think it gave me a nice boost. You know what I mean? So I
Okay.
guess I'll say Killing Season, but that was a real early song, real early.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
mean,
if
you could
I
have gave us a few. I just like to dig. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes some artists come up here and they can't even pick one. They're like, "Man, I love everything I do," and that's okay. And some people have some that just resonate more on a personal level or whatever it may be. And I just want to know. We want to know.
right, yeah. So I say Killing Season. It's very hip hop though for having a little horrorcore twist to it. But yeah, man,
Okay.
Killing Season's up there. Some of my features are fucking like Grit. If you search Grit featuring 216 that's another well-rounded hip hop track. But that song's more about friends coming and going, and not really knowing what to expect from the future with who you surround yourself with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shit like that. So some of my shit gets real deep, and some of it's real dark. Also, like Bump in the Night featuring Stray. Shout out to Stray, and Whiteout. Um,
Okay.
I get you know, it's a good one. That's a good one.
That works.
Yeah.
Um, Realistically, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's your 5 year plan?
In 5 years, I would ideally like to be living off my music, or at least hoping that it pays, some of the bills. You know what I mean? Because as of right now, it's pretty passive. But there's money coming in, but there's money going out. All the time. I'm constantly reinvesting. Um, for example, I'll hit up Apollo Exodus, cop a couple beats, and I'll write the hooks to them. Then I name them. Then I write all the verses, and then I send them right back to Apollo, and Apollo mixes them down and sends them all back. So there's constantly money coming in, going out. Coming in, going out.
I mean, you got to invest in your passion, your hobby to keep it going, and I
Yeah.
completely understand that. What's the like long goal? Would you rather stay independent, or if you could get signed to a label, would you? Or like, are
Well,
you trying to create your own LLC and be your own?
I'm technically currently signed to Ghost House Records, Ghost House Entertainment, and I'm hoping to stick it out with Ghost House all the way through. If things change, things
Okay.
change. Hopefully for the better for everybody. You know what I mean? But that's my family right there. So
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Uplift who you're with, and I didn't mean to take away from that. I'm just throwing out there. So no, that's
yes,
cool.
sir.
Shout out your people.
Yes, sir.
um. Okay. So if not music, then what would you be doing? Do you have any other passions? Like, would you have been a paleontologist or a firefighter or, is there another hobby there that you do, or you just think you'd be working a 9 to 5 doing the grind?
I mean, no matter what, I'm gonna be working the 9 to 5, generally speaking. But I used to box a lot. Like I just dropped my Gathering of the Juggalos 2024 boxing video on my YouTube. If you search 216 Day, it's the most recent video. But I can't say I would have went pro or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm like
Right.
23-0-1 in the streets, unsanctioned. But I didn't. I don't think I would have necessarily went pro because I would have had to not stop back in the day. You know what I mean? That's
Right, because
a
you
fucking
still
journey.
should be going. Right, right.
Yeah,
I
that's a
get it.
journey in itself, dude. So but no, I'd probably still just be working and just trying to make ends meet. I'd probably be involved one way or another. But
Yeah,
yeah,
around music or whatever.
yeah, I'm gonna ride this shit out, dude. Like once you get so deep and you make hit certain sec points, turning around is like cheating yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter how serious
Right.
I take it, I'm gonna definitely go as far as I can with it.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be like 45 years old looking back like, man, I had something going, man. I should have tried harder. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy.
No, I feel
So,
it. Even with what I do, the interviews, I don't know what's to come of this shit, man. I'm just a jug. I love jugs. I used to gatekeep my own music, and it inspired me. Like a snap happened, and now I'm trying to listen to everybody. I'm not saying I'm gonna be everybody's top fan, but I'm definitely trying to not limit music because music is life.
right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. Have you? Well, I love this question too, and I actually don't know this answer. I know you was there, but have you got to play the Gathering of the Juggalos or been to? And if so, how many times on both the chords? So, like, how many times have you been to the Gathering? And if you've played the Gathering, how many times have you played the Gathering, and what stages?
Okay. So as far as attendance, I hit up 2019 for my first one. I was with the homies, Juggernaut. We had Cannibal House opening up as like one of the first shows at Cannibal's house. And we had Trey Pounds on there. We had motherfucker. It was packed, dude. We had a really good amount of people on that show. Um 2020, whichever one wasn't Oklahoma after 2019, I was there. If other than Oklahoma. So
Yeah,
2019 was it 21, 20, 21, 23, and then 24 this year. And this year I was booked for 3 side stages. I only ended up making it to a couple. There was a discrepancy at the Ship of Fools where the laptop had water spilled on it, and my set list
yeah.
was only on that computer. So even if somebody else had a computer, my shit technically wasn't downloaded onto it anywhere else. So I kind of
That
got,
sucks,
I had to take
man.
the L. Yeah, I had to take the L on that. I had Scum with me. I had Ghost House. We was all ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like we were pretty deep, bro. So it was a little disappointing, but I'm not mad at nobody. You know what I mean? Shit happens. But shout out to Shankside. Shankside's the homies. They're the ones that put me in the position to perform on the Ship of Fools in the first place.
Hell
So
yeah.
yes, sir.
Um, I'm a lame cup of nut sauce, bro. Not really. I just life has sucked for me the last I don't know 20 years, and I only just got to gather this past year for my first gathering, and it was
Okay.
beautiful. And I hope I can attend everyone from now on out. But again, life happens.
Oh yeah.
Uh, let's see here. I just seen. Normally, I wait to ask the questions that people ask, but this one's always funny. Wait, not that one. Here you go. How many times have you spun the wheel?
Was that your question or Bazaar's?
That's bizarre.
I have not spun the wheel, bro. That's not cap. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, I wasn't doing it, and I even told Swill. I said, I'm not going to get sick my first experience at the gathering. I know y'all do some weird ass shit and it's tradition, or if they make it, try to make it tradition. And I've seen some
Right.
crazy horror videos. Just because I haven't been to the gathering don't mean I haven't done my history and research and been watching millions and millions of gathering videos and shit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some things.
I didn't want to be in like some kind of weird uncomfortableness during my first gathering. I might next year, maybe. I don't
Right.
know.
I feel it. Yeah.
Swill said Zay gets a pass. I seen him beat that dude's ass.
Shout out to the brown belt that wasn't actually a brown belt that was talking hellish shit after I beat him up. Oh my god. This kid, dude, we got out of the ring. I'm taking my gloves off, right? I kept stopping, man. I was beating the brakes off this kid. The refs weren't stopping shit because they wanted to see a knockout. And I was like, dude, I care about this dude's health. I don't know him, but I'm like, his eyes were shaking and dude, he was out of it, bro. And they weren't stopping shit. And then the ref was like, you're holding back, man. You were trying to talk your way out of it. And I was like, oh, yeah? And I fucking put up my left hand like this, and he looked up at it, and I went, boom! And then fucking everyone's like, oh, shit. And I'm like, yeah, he was right, bro. I was like, you're done. You're done. He's fucking staggering his feet and shit. I was like, you're done. No. These guys just want to see you drop. Like, they didn't give a fuck about him.
We get a little rowdy at home, man. We get a little rowdy.
Man. Yeah, that was me off of a one beer. I wasn't even like drunk at all. I was walking around after my performance with acetone and them in the parking lot for the Gloom Unit shit.
Yeah,
that shit was dope.
yeah.
Shout out to Acetone and Gloom Unit.
Hell yeah, I interviewed
Acetone. We had Fago
on
dogs all over the place and fucking free drinks, you know, of whatever you wanted. It was there, bro. It was there. It was a good time.
Right.
We had a good little kickback. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, if and I don't know who all you have worked with already, but if you could collaborate with any artist, mainstream or underground, who would it be?
That one's tough. For me wise, if I could get probably a Tech Nine feature or maybe like a Shaggy 2 Dope, you know what I mean? That'd be hard as fuck. But even bigger than that, I'd probably have to say like Busta Rhymes or something. You know what I mean? Like something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I get it. That's dope.
Yeah, the first music video I ever saw in my life was Thriller, Michael Jackson, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" Then I saw Busta Rhymes. Which fucking one was it, bro? Oh my god, this is gonna kill me. Like Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See and shit like that. You know what I mean? Those were like my first music videos growing up. So I really came up on Busta Rhymes before anybody else.
Shout out Club Scroll Keepers and Gloom to the Gathering.
Gloom to the Gathering. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. I give an example because obviously you're an artist, right? And we go to the gathering and we see other artists and stuff. But I try to put myself in like a fan's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, even some kid that ain't grown yet, he likes your music. He wants to know you or whatever. Have you met anyone that's famous to you? Like for me, obviously I met the Clowns and that was the best shit ever. And I met like 15 artists going to the gathering, and I've met Ouija VIP a couple times. But I like to use for my answer on this is I have met Pauly Shore. So like, have you met anybody famous to you? And if it's an artist, it's not taken away from it. You know, list whoever. I'm just saying maybe, but to give you an idea, if maybe somebody like a different. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm rambling.
As far as actually meeting someone and like not like chopping it up per se, but like outside the venue type shit. Like I ran into Ouija one time after a Ouija show in Cleveland. That was dope. It was real brief, you know what I mean? I don't want to hold him up. He's trying to get on to the next stop and shit.
Right.
Shout out Ouija. It was a real quick like, yo, can I get a picture real quick, homie? You know, just like I'm, you know,
yeah.
like any other homie, like whatever. Snap the pic real quick. I wasn't hound dogging him. I wasn't all like, "Oh, dude, we should make a song." Like that's not what I'm on. You know what I mean? I was just like, "Yo, let's just make a
Right.
memory real quick." Boom, boop, got the picture. Other than that, dude, I haven't met really any of them, and I've opened for a lot of really diverse crowd.
You
You know
ain't
what I
done
mean?
VIP at the gathering and like met the clowns yet or nothing?
No, never VIP, bro. I'm always scrubbing it. Always scrubbing it
Okay.
with a book bag full of fucking snacks and shit. You know what I mean? Like just me and my feet.
Yeah, boy, that's the way to be, though. I feel that
Yeah,
shit because I've been on my own since I was 16. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You
yeah,
gotta do what
yep,
you gotta do for you.
yep, exactly.
uh, all right then. Well, maybe we'll get you back later on down the road, and you will have met some people.
Right, yep.
Um, what's your favorite color?
Um, see, growing up, it was like black or red. Now I'm kind of more like red or purple. Black, red. Well, black, red, and purple. About a tie. You know what I'm saying? It's about a tie.
Okay, my favorite color is red. When I was a kid growing up, I liked blue for a while, and then like I don't know, it just I still like it, but it's not my favorite. Like I just like red. I like the way it looks on me. Whatever. I don't know.
Right. Yep.
Um, what is your favorite domesticated and wild type animal?
Domesticated. I'm probably gonna have to say dogs. I'm a little pickier with cats because like some cats just don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Or like a dog, like straight up, I'll be like, "Oh, that cat don't like me. I'm not. I ain't touching that cat." I'm like, "Oh, pick it up." I'm like, no, it doesn't like me. Like, no, I don't want to do it. It's not gonna be comfortable. But I probably say domesticated dog. You know, hamsters are chill, but I don't really like ferrets and shit like that. That's not. I'm not a ferret kind of guy. You know,
Right.
I settle for a dog or so. As far as wilds, I don't know, man. Because I mean, I might have to say like an owl, or, you know, probably an owl.
Okay.
They're a
Um,
little, you know, a little mystical. They're fucking. They got their eyes on everything. They're night hunters. Like that's just dope. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. So my domesticated, I'm more of a dog person. I do have a cat, but they're bobtail cats. Like I like unique cats. So I kind of feel you on not every cat. I'm a weird dude. I like fish. I got fish tanks and I got a couple snakes and stuff like that or whatever. But
nice.
for my wild type, I like a white tiger just because they're like not supposed to exist even, and they'll freaking eat you, but they draw you in. You know what I'm saying? Like they're majestic, but they'll kill you.
Right.
Like that's why I like
That's just
white
crazy.
tigers.
Hell yeah. That's dope.
Um, being in the underground scene, how do you try to separate yourself from other artists?
Um, I don't know if a task in my head is to separate. I just try to hop on the track and tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? So like my whole Roll the Dice album, I was like, all right, so I'm signed now, kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like get myself in the zone. I'm like, let me just hop on here and just tell the fucking truth for the whole album. You know, that's just what I like to do.
Right,
Give
be
a couple
original to
stories.
yourself.
Yeah, so like I grew up on a lot of Corn and shit like that. Like before I really dove into the clowns even. So like I was listening to Corn and fucking all kinds of shit. That was the first. Follow the Leader was the first album I ever bought in fourth grade. So
Hell yeah.
they got me hip to just pure expression of like mood. You know what I mean? And tone and like how you really feel deep down, or letting out your dark side, and you know all your little quirks and shit, and just however you want to say it.
Yeah,
So I kind
yeah.
of hone in on emotion and try to make somebody feel what I've felt before more than anything. So, and that's mainly dark shit, a lot of anger, a little bit of sadness, you know.
Right.
But because I grew up depressed and anxious, you know what I'm saying? I don't ride that. I don't take medication for it no more. I quit it cold turkey. Not recommended. Do not quit your fucking medications cold turkey, kids. Not a good time.
Right,
That
right.
showed me what hell was like for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was in my sleep when I woke up. It was every day. It was just like went through a lot of shit. You know?
Confronting them demons and shit,
Oh
man.
yeah,
I get it.
that was my
I
first
got
taste
some
of that.
demons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. And they'll find you. They'll find you. Yeah,
yeah.
they get
Um,
you.
all right. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Stay original to yourself. You're not rapping about stuff that's not in your lane. I mean,
No,
I'm, some people haven't touched a gun in their life, and they're like, "Oh, I'm killing this motherfucker on this."
right,
Da, da, da. What? You're a college boy, dude. Sit down.
right, right.
So, no, yeah, I get it. Um,
Hmm.
all right. So then, what music did your parents listen to, and do you think that affects like how you do or make music or the path of music you listen to?
Um, See, my dad bumped a lot of funk shit. You know what I mean? A lot of horns and all the trippy shit from like the '70s, '80s. I think my mom was more of a country type. So I don't think that their music rubbed off on me as far as creation at all. It was more about my musical influence throughout the years.
Okay.
You know, Corn, Busta, Tech Nine, a little bit of Clowns. You know what I
Right.
mean? But again, I don't like pander to that. Like I don't do anything on purpose other than express myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Whereas other
Okay.
rappers, they're like really riding it. They're like juggalo this, juggalo that, and it's like, okay, all right,
Right.
bro,
Right.
that's cool. Like, not to hate on anybody who does it, but that'll never be me, bro. Like, I'm making music. That's it.
Right. And I listen, and that's how I feel like. So I see the songs that some people do. They're like throwing too many whoop whoops in a
Yeah,
song, or
no,
a something or a this, and like, yeah, I can kind of, but no, it's also I can get like it's like a little much. I would
yeah,
rather genuinely be a, so I'm gonna pick an artist or say an artist. I don't know if you obviously know who this is. He was at the Gathering last year. Bleed the Wicked Menace. Before I knew he was a Juggalo, I thought he was a Juggalo, and I listened to his music like devotedly when I found him, and something about him just screamed Juggalo, or maybe it just screamed dark, and I like dark. But
right,
then come to find out, he is in fact and has been a Juggalo. And like he didn't need to say whoop whoop or juggalo in his music for me to be attracted to it and listen to it and like it.
right. Yeah,
So
his music's clean. I did not even know he was a juggalo. I thought he just landed a spot. Because to me, he came
yeah,
out of nowhere, bro. Like that was his supposed first performance.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, mind
But
blown. I was like, dude,
he
there
had
are.
like 1.1 million listeners on Spotify already, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
well, some numbers, I don't want to speak on, other
right,
rappers'
can
shit
be
publicly like that,
infatuated.
but
Yeah,
things can
yeah.
happen to where things can
Right,
happen. I don't do
right,
it. I
right.
could do it if I wanted to. That's not me. No, shout out Bleed. He's doing his thing for sure. I just feel like he came
Right,
out of
right.
nowhere. I was like, who? And he came on, and I'm like, this fucking the beat's hard. He raps good. And I was like, I'm not gonna question shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I
So
didn't
I
know he was a
discovered
juggalo. I
him.
haven't never seen him in my life. So I was
Right.
like, do your
I
thing, bud.
discovered him about the same time that I discovered Diggy Graves, and I thought they were on the same level, but they're not. Like Diggy is almost like what mainstream kind of. I mean, he ain't, but he's up there compared to Bleed, I guess, on that. But that's. I think you might be right though. Now that you say that, because Spotify numbers can be, I don't know,
Yeah, and then
something.
you look at social media and shit just doesn't add up sometimes.
Right.
So I
So
don't. I
that might
try
be
not to
what that
question
is.
every artist because everyone's out here working their fucking ass off. You know what I mean? So I can't take
Yeah.
away from nobody, no matter how I feel, and I wouldn't. I would never try to. But
Absolutely, but
I ain't never heard of homie, and then and then he's on main stage, and I was like, that's dope. That's his first show on fucking main stage. I don't know what the fuck.
right.
I don't know how big that string was that he had to pull to make that happen. But congrats to Bleed, bro. Like that shit was dope.
I voted
Fucking
for
handled
him.
it.
I sent it in with the email like 6 months before the gathering. I done my own fantasy Got J lineup, and I picked Bleed the Wicked Menace, Ouija Mac, and Diggy Grays as like a triple threat. Well, Diggy obviously wasn't there, but out of nowhere, Bleed and obviously Ouija was there.
Oh yeah.
So that was crazy to me. Like my brain popped for a minute when I heard he put on the list. But you
Oh
right
yeah.
out of nowhere in the main street or main stage. I don't
Oh
know,
yeah.
man. I don't know.
Right. I don't know the
But yeah,
call, but either way,
I,
that's dope.
I just wanted to use that as a reference because of like I never assumed either is what like he never says it in his music, but like I kind of myself felt a connection to his music before knowing. So that's just a bunch of rambling anyhow.
Yeah.
We'll move forward, man. Next question: do you have any siblings? And if so, do they support your music?
I technically have. At the end of the day, I have a brother I grew up with, but I have three half brothers, and one of them also makes a little bit of music. I can't say that they're outwardly supportive. You know, they. I know one of them definitely ain't because he probably don't. The only time I talked to one of my half brothers, he asked me about some money. He's like, "Hey, you got some money?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "You got some money?" And I was like, "No." And he clicked, hung up. Boop. And I was
Oh
like, "What the fuck
man.
was that, bro? Like, that's my brother." Like, I don't know that cat like that. You know what I mean? So, but
Damn
I
it.
can't, I can't say the other two were outwardly supportive, but I think they support my dreams in general. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah,
No, that's great. I've had that same kind of. I had an artist come on here. I don't remember. It might have been Natrix or something. I don't want to say the wrong name, but he literally told me like his brother. So if he gets shout outs, you know what I'm saying, from like the clowns or Ouija or something like that, his brother would be like, bro.
no, that's my brother.
But he ain't bumping his music.
Right? Yeah. Nope.
And
He ain't
he
showing
knows he
nobody.
makes music.
Nope. He ain't showing his
Uh,
homies. He ain't playing. He ain't playing that shit at work. Nothing. Yep.
right.
That's how it goes,
Yeah.
dude.
Nah, it is cool though. Okay, so next question is if you met the younger version of yourself, say 12, 13 years old, what would you say to yourself, if anything, and why?
I would tell myself not to trust people as much as I used to because rap, dude, everything changed once I started making music. So everybody who was in my immediate circle that I grew up with, we had dreams of being rappers and shit, and we talked about it all the time. And those were the first ones to fall off. Was the people that I was talking about it with back in the day, and then I actually started
Right.
doing it. Next thing you know, my best friend's fucking blocking me on Facebook and blocking my number and everything just because I was like busy. He was asking me about show tickets. And I'm talking to like I'm messaging like four people right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking to multiple people about the show. This cat couldn't wait 5 minutes for me to open the message and like hit him back. That was my best friend since I was 5, dude. First motherfucker to fall off.
Damn
So
it,
like,
man.
and then the more I grew out, I lost friend for every three fans I made and every new homie I made, I lost one of my day ones. Boom, every time, like fucking clockwork, bro, all the time.
Crazy.
So it was like it made me a little bit colder, but it made me realize not to expect shit from nobody because nobody has to hang around, nobody has to fuck with you at all for any reason. You know what I'm saying? So I probably just tell myself not to trust everybody because I got burned so many fucking times, bro. Whether it was money
People,
or over a female, you know what I'm saying? It's always money or over a girl or something, you know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
or just
You
jealousy,
need
dude. Like jealousy in itself just deep roots a lot of bad shit. And then something might not be said, but then down the line, you're like, damn, are you
People
jealous
show
for
their
something,
true
bro?
colors, bro.
Yeah,
Out
it's
of
like, are
nowhere.
you
On my
jealous,
Facebook,
bro?
when we get done with this interview, I dare you to just scroll through some of my shit, boy. But that's because,
Right.
like, Sean, me, Wiggles has, like, three. I don't know. I'm not saying I only have three friends. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I don't need people. People, it's human nature to want people, you know what I'm saying, to want a reaction or, almost like approval. Like this whole social construct that we live in is so absurd to me. It's like you need the recognition of somebody, or people feel like it. And if you start getting recognition from like something, then you're expected to be something that maybe you're not. Or I don't know, man.
I get it. I
I'm
get it.
not. I'm not unfamiliar with the road less traveled, when everybody just stays going this way and it's me and two people going this way. Like, okay, if you want to be my friend, be my friend. If not, not. But I stay me. You know what I'm saying? I'm real, and people don't like that because I don't follow the construct of what. So I just don't roll over or give in, or like I'm not gonna switch up, and I don't know.
Right. Yep.
So,
I get it.
uh, yeah. Anywho, cool. So just trust less people. That's sad though. That you wish you wish you could. I don't know. That sucks, but that's
Yeah.
real.
It sucks, but
So,
yeah.
all right. Next question. Did the skill come natural, or did you have to learn and practice? So, like, some people say they're born with a given talent or whatever. They just wake up and they can do something. And other people have to actually, like, practice, take time and rehearse, blah, blah, blah. And then they're, like, equally as good at that thing, whatever it may be, as somebody that's naturally, gifted. Do you think you had to learn your trait and harnessed it, or was it just like easy? Because you
Um.
said people told you should do it. You were just doing it for fun.
Right. I feel that I'm decently inclined. I've taken some music classes and shit. Nothing crazy. I didn't go to college or nothing like that. But I feel like I had a little bit of an up on some things because I can harmonize. I can sing a little bit. I don't overdo the singing. You know what I'm saying? I like to rap. That's what I like. But I like to make good songs. So if a song doesn't call for any singing at all, I'm definitely not gonna. I'm just gonna do what I like. I guess it's pretty. It comes pretty easy. The writing process is generally fluent. You know what I'm saying? Once I sit down and I go to knock out a song, I can have a song done in 20 minutes, and then I record while I write. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty fluent now. But the first year was just me like getting super like inebriated and making a song, and it actually sounds all right. You know what I mean? So then I was
Allow me to
withdrawing.
go
What
ahead.
up? Then I went to make
I,
Killing Season, and I was living with my ex at the time. She kind of made me move in. She got weird. But I was withdrawing off alcohol very badly. I had a really close call with certain substances while I was drinking, and I had a wake up call. You know what I mean? So I was just glad to be here. So I quit drinking for 6 years. Um, and I made a whole album during the withdrawal called Killing Season. So that's where I first came up. So I had a lot of weird stuff going on in my brain. I had to relearn like how to even talk to people in real life type shit. Like it was like a reset button, dude. It was crazy. Shout out Ryan Lovejoy, MCL, bro. Appreciate you being here. Um, yeah, dude. Just I got fluent with my writing process. My recording process changed only because I used to
oh,
sit down and I would write my hook, write my verse, hook, verse. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd record it because my homie would record me. Now I got my own shit in my room, but my laptop's down, so I can't record here right now. I have to record my next single at my homie's house. Um, but now I'll write my hook, record it, then I'll write 4 bars, record it, write 4 bars, record it. I'm up and down, and then the song's done in like half an hour tops. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And then I
right.
ship it out to Apollo Exodus, and he handles it. Yep. So I definitely
Apollo's
developed.
dope, man. I've I've tried to hit him up a couple times actually to get him on here, and
Yeah.
like we'll chat on Facebook, but then like radio silence through Messenger. I'm like,
Yeah.
but the man's busy. I respect him, and I
Yeah.
ain't mad. It is what it is. He's allowed me to get a couple selfies with him and shit. He's good peeps.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Maybe he'll hit you up one day, man, or I can holler at him possibly, see what he's talking about. He
Yeah,
might be
yeah.
down. I can't guarantee, but he
Uh,
might be down.
yeah, for sure. Okay, so the next question is kind of I need to figure a new way to like word this. It's kind of broken down, but I'm just gonna read it, and then if you need me to explain it better, I will.
Okay.
Who or what inspired slash came up with your stage name and logo? So, like, do you got a logo that no matter what it's on a shirt, a hat, or whatever, it's identifiably you? And if so, did you create that? Did someone else? Or so, like, your whole get up, like, who is, Z216Z? Who came up with that? And is there a logo for you, or you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Honestly, I needed a good base. So I was fresh. I had zero platforms, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even have an Instagram yet or anything like that. I just needed an easy search niche, you know what I'm saying? So when you search 216 there, you Google it, you're gonna get a lot of shit, dude. Like a lot of shit. Like a lot. So that was my main goal, was to have a corner where you could find me. So I built that up. 216 is the Cleveland area code. I just figured it's as easy as I could do without a gimmick. You know what I mean? Like no gimmick, just boop, this is where to find me type shit. You know what I mean? Um, as far as the logo, it's the owl. I don't know if you can see this owl right here on my
Yeah,
arm.
yeah.
Yeah. So it represented my original label idea called Nyctophiliac ENT. You know, nyctophilia is to find comfort in the darkness and things of that nature. So I feel like it just relates to me a lot. I'm a night owl. I'm up till 4 in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can run off 4 or 5 hours of sleep. It just appealed to me, and I felt like that was the best way to express through one logo myself. And that's why one of his eyes are big and bloodshot, because I don't sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, third
Up
shift
at the
gang
wee
right
hours.
here now.
Yeah, up at the wee
12-hour
hours.
shifts, baby.
Yeah. Yep. So that's where
Ah,
that came
no.
from, bro.
Okay, that's dope as fuck. I would have never. That's creative. Like that's original. I like that.
Thank you, bro.
And do you have like I don't know, a shop, or like can people like get some decals? You got shit like that made, or shirts, or
I
what?
have some of my own personal decals that are not on the website. But if anybody needed any kind of rags or anything like that, you go to ghemerch.com. And I got some shit up there right now. A lot of things came down. I had hoodies up, bikinis for a while, in season. There's hats, there's all kinds of Ghost House Entertainment label merch. And I'll repeat that, ghemerch.com. So yeah, you can stroll that up right now and find something you like. There's still plenty of shit up there to up for grabs for sure.
At the end of the stream, man, I'm gonna get all of your links that you want to share, Spotify's, websites, whatever, and they're gonna be in the description of this video, folks. So you can literally just go to the description of this, click on the links, and go buy his stuff, go check him out, and stuff like that. So
So
that's why I like to ask that.
oh yeah,
Um, we're getting down to my little game questions, man. We've been running 47 minutes now, which that's pretty good. That's this little small talk I usually do in the backstage. Normally we go about an hour to an hour and a half. It's at your leisure, man. So if you
oh
need to
shit, okay,
cut it short or whatever, just hey, I gotta go. That's cool,
right.
whatever. But I got these little game questions. It's like 10 either or questions, and then usually I open the chat for some people to ask some questions if they have any questions, and then we get you out of here or whatever. I
Cool.
appreciate your time again, man.
No doubt. I appreciate you having me, bub.
uh, okay, so what is your favorite movie?
I'm gonna say Four Brothers with Mark Wahlberg. Four Brothers, they hit a lot of good points. They showed a lot of unity, a lot of sacrifice. They was always down for each other, even though they weren't like real brothers and shit like that. Well, they were. They were raised together, but they were adopted. So there's a lot of violence. I like that. I like that. Um, there's a really good mix up of like real life shit. You know what I'm saying? And they always held it down for each other. So there's something real about that movie to me. So Four Brothers has
Okay.
been my favorite movie for a long time.
My all-time favorite movie is Blow with Johnny Depp.
There you go. That's a good one.
All right, so yeah, now we got these either word questions. I'm gonna list one or the. I'm gonna list two or three items, and you pick one or the other or neither.
Okay.
All right, Twix or Reese's?
Reese's, hands down.
Yeah.
I used to be a Reese's fiend, bro.
Summer or winter?
I'm gonna say winter because I'm an Ohio boy and I like that. I like the cold, honestly. Like embrace it. It makes me feel refreshed. If I'm out in the heat, bro, I get like I get mad quicker and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when it's hot outside, I got a really short temper, so I don't be fucking around.
I feel it.
Yeah, I don't like to sweat unless I'm trying to, you know, or working
Right,
out or something. I do work out, but
right.
I don't really, you know, I like to generally
That's,
keep it cool if I can. So,
if there was a worst thing about the gathering, it would be the heat, bruh.
oh yeah,
uh,
definitely.
um, well, I think I know this answer, but I'm asking it anyhow because you just said day or night.
Yeah, night, bro, for sure.
um, truck or car?
Um, ideally, if I could afford a truck right now, I'd have one. I could, but I'd probably be hurting. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like really stretched thin. But I would say a
Right.
truck ideally. But I've had cars my whole life.
Hey, yeah, no, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You're going out on a date with a sweetheart. Are you going for a movie night or roller skating?
Last time I roller skated, I flipped over a wall, so I'm not doing that. But to say, but in 2024 to say I'm gonna take a girl to the movies, that's whack to me. Next question.
No!
Next question. That's whack to me. Yeah, let's go ignore each other in the dark with a little bit of sexual tension for a while. How about that, girl?
Yeah!
Yeah.
That's the first. I love it. I'm done. Pizza or pasta?
Oh, so my favorite meal is fettuccine alfredo, chicken fettuccine alfredo with broccoli. But dude, like I can't really eat pasta more than once a week. I could eat pizza twice a week though. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I gotta say both.
yeah.
I gotta say both. Both of them.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah.
Okay, the next two is in like reference to your fans. Are you more active on Facebook or Instagram?
Um, I think I'd say a little bit more active on Facebook strictly because there's a little bit more personable posts on Facebook, whereas Instagram is strictly business. You know what I'm saying? There's a little
Right.
I get a little more well, probably a lot more interaction on Facebook. Um, Instagram's hit or miss because that algorithm's been fucking with me since like 2021. I had a real good
Right.
spike to where like I got, good scrolls, good clicks, good views. And now it's kind of like Instagram caught wind. I did a couple promotion videos and then it was like, oh, so what? You don't want to give us money no more? And
Right.
I was like, no, do I have to? And it went, yup. I was like,
Yeah.
well, fuck you too, Instagram.
Dang.
So yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say definitely Facebook. I'm probably more active on it. I try to really stay up to date with people commenting and replying back and hollering at my homies and shit. You know what I mean?
Right. And then
So
TikTok or Twitter or X.
I'm gonna say TikTok strictly because it does work. It does help to get a little more reach and connection, but I don't really fuck with like anything else other than YouTube. I got a
Right.
Snapchat, but that doesn't do a whole lot. Like, you get a lot of views on Snapchat, but I don't know what the return music and business wise it doesn't compare to a lot of other platforms. So like TikTok's
Right.
cool. I'm not like a pro TikTok guy. I do have one and I use it, but it's for business. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Pepsi or Coca-Cola? And as an alternative, what's your favorite Fago?
I'm gonna say Coke because it's like more refreshing, whereas Pepsi tastes like kind of like syrup to me. And I'm kind of split, so it depends on my mood. If I really want to feel a little bit more refreshed than not, pop wise, I'm gonna say cotton candy. But on a night like if I want to eat something with some food, I'm gonna go rock and rye. So like if I just
Yeah.
picked up a pizza and I see they have Fago, which they don't, in the cooler, I'm gonna go rock and rye to like, munch down with my pizza. But if I'm just sipping a Fago, I go cotton candy typically.
So I used to like cotton candy. I still do. My go-to now is firework, and for a treat, I like that candy apple and dreamin'. But I also like to say, as a solid choice, you can't go wrong with orange. Like I don't
Right.
care so much for any other orange soda, and that's not just because I'm a juggalo. I don't like
No.
Sunkist. I don't like Live Wire too well. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Like orange pop just ain't my jam, but this is
Okay, yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. But I see I've been
um
drinking orange pop my whole life. So for me to grab an orange Fago is like get something else. You know what I'm saying?
oh, okay, no, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
um okay, pie or cake?
Um Man, see that's tough. I got a piece of cake I just put in the fridge right now. Um if I was gonna buy one, yeah, here's my cake from work. I got cake.
Yeah.
I got cake. But if I had to buy one and they're right next to each other, I'd probably depends on what kind of pie. Like if it's an apple pie, I'm gonna buy an apple pie before I buy a big ass cake. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Like I'm out here by myself, so like for me to buy a cake is just crazy because I'm not gonna eat it all, But a pie is a little more realistic, and I can throw someone, a piece or two, and it's almost gone already. So
Right. Hell yeah.
a little more
Okay.
practical. Yeah.
You don't have a choice. You got to pick one of the other. You can't say no on this next one. Uh, you have to take a 3 mile walk in the rain, or you have to take a 5 mile walk in the desert, provided water in a couple shade spots.
I'm gonna take the rain, Bob.
Yeah.
Like I said about being hot and sweating and pissed off. I'm like, not a good combo for me. It's not a good combo.
He's out there cussing scorpions and
Out
shit.
there mad as fuck
Cactuses,
drinking my
you
water.
motherfucker!
I'll be pissed as fuck
Bitch
drinking that
ass
water.
cactus.
Yeah, whereas I can walk in the rain and just like catch some raindrops in my mouth and I'll get by for another couple minutes. Like, I'll take that.
Shadow Boss said, "What up, Zay?"
That's the homie, bud. Whoop whoop. What up, Shadow Boss? Keep a lookout for him too. Hey, shout out Shadow Boss. He's been waiting for his time to like step out in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Music wise, I can't say he's a juggalo per se, but he's a homie I grew up with since I was like 12 years old. You know what I mean? 11.
Hey,
And
if he's trying to come up here, he ain't got to be a jug, man. You just got to be an artist with 3 songs.
Yeah. Hey, as soon as we get those 3 songs done, I'm linking him up with Apollo right now. So whenever he's ready, we can get shit knocked out and get some ground for him to stand on. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's the homie. He's always been around. He's a great dude. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with him. So we're gonna see what we can do. Yeah.
Mexican food or Chinese?
Ooh. So I'm gonna pick sushi over anything, but I can't. It's kind of like the pizza thing. Like I could eat Mexican once a week, but I don't want sushi every week because it's gonna ruin it for me. I like to use sushi as like a treat to myself. Go out and drop like 30, 40 bucks real quick on some good ass sushi. But I like my authentic Mexican. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
any good authentic Mexican food anywhere, like I'm gonna probably grab it. But if it's a sketchy place I've never heard of, I'm not getting sushi from there. You know
right. You don't know that thing.
Gas station, no gas station sushi. No, you got me fucked up.
Speaking of food, my lady's in the chat asking about me if I want food, and I freaking want food. You better not come home with you food and not me food because I didn't work tonight, right. So I need food.
Yeah, the door will be
my
locked.
Bad. Right. He said, I appreciate that, Zay, for real, and appreciate the SO2 homie. Oh, shout out.
That's what,
Yeah.
homie. Yep.
Um,
How we do.
and and speaking of Mexican food, burritos or tacos?
Burrito to.
All right.
Burrito to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, surfing or skateboarding?
Um, I used to skate a little bit. I don't think I'd do well surfing. I'm top heavy. I'd probably just eat shit every fucking time. I'm real top heavy actually, and like extra. I'm way too top heavy. It's bad. Yeah, we're gonna start a true life episode about everyone who's top heavy. You know, it's gonna have people crying. No, I'm just fucking. But I used to skateboard a little bit, but like I said, I didn't really do tricks. I just rolled around with the homies. You know, I grew up with a lot of punk dudes and shit. So we was like skating and going to punk shows and skanking and all that. I used to listen to like ska music and shit. So
Right.
skateboarding.
I could like drop in on a half pipe, but I could never do no tricks really. Like I'd skate around on a skateboard, but I wasn't doing no ollies or whatever the hell they're all called. I just kind of
Right.
do it. I don't know.
Yeah, just riding
And
around. Yeah.
I've never went surfing because I've never been to the ocean, but I'd like to at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's it for my either or. I got a question here that's just a single question that's pretty fun, and I got three fill in the blank. If anybody is still in here and you really got questions for this man, this is your time. I want you to start putting your questions in the comments so that when I get through these last questions, I'm going to look to them and we'll ask them and we'll get this man out of here. So
Shit might
keep
get
that in
weird here,
mind.
bub.
Yeah.
Shit might get weird.
Okay, you're given $5,000, but you have to pick one store and you have to spend it all. Where are you going?
That's crazy. I might go to Guitar Center and get like upgrade my padding and upgrade my mic accessories. I'm gonna keep my mic. I do have an SM7B. I've had ninjas say like, "Oh, that's a fucking podcast mic," and I'm like, "Are you a fucking rapper?" You know, like, have you used an SM7B? Have you already made 2 albums off it to know that you like how it sounds? No,
Right.
I like how it sounds. That's what Joe Rogan uses it. It's the updated version of what Michael Jackson used to use. His had a big cage around it and shit. It was older, But so I'd probably just upgrade some of my recording equipment and just get it out the way.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
never have to buy anything again. I might need a new mic down the road, but I'm hoping this thing lasts me forever.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Solid answer. Shout out my boy Will Gates. I believe he said I would take 5 stacks and go to Walmart and I could get a basic setup of everything that I needed to make music or whatever.
right.
And I think Bridget Bites said she would buy baby stuff. She'd hit me with the mom card, like, let me save some money on this and use my money for this.
Right.
I just like asking that question. It's pretty fun to get different answers. So
Hell
that's
yeah.
cool. Most of the times people are saying, like you did, a guitar store or music center local to them or whatever
Right.
the case may be. I've had a couple people say, I'm going to go just buy some weed. I'm set with my equipment. Well,
Right.
all right then. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so the next three are fill in the blank. I'm literally gonna read blah 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 blank, and you're gonna fill in and put your answer. So my favorite vacation was blank.
Gathering 2024.
Hell yeah, that counts. I ain't even mad at you.
That's the only vacation I had all year.
Man, okay.
And I still had to work.
Right. Okay, the bicycle I had most as a kid was blank.
I had a mountain bike that lasted me a while till I got stolen out of my homie's yard by one of my other homies. They lied to each other about who stole it and to me. And down the road, I was like, whatever happened to my bike, bro? It was like, oh, this guy took it, this and that. He's actually a rapper. I won't name him though. I ain't like that. That's my homie. But yeah, he dogged me one time. He had to get around somewhere badder than I did. So
right.
I woke up and it was gone. I was like, these motherfuckers.
So, funny note on that, maybe not funny. I used to be not necessarily a terrible person, but I wasn't a good person. And it was nothing for us to just grab a bike to get to where we needed to go and ditch it because we didn't want to walk. So I could have stole your bike, homie. I mean, I never lived where you did. You
might have been Wiggles.
But my first bike that I remembered was a red Huffy Rocket Power. But then after that, the bikes I had most was probably a Mongoose or a Next GT with the mags and the fat boy pegs on it.
Yeah.
Like I was always rolling like that, that was my shit. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice.
And so the next one, and I asked this because like I said earlier, I've never been, ocean anyhow, but the best part about the beach, freshwater or salt, is blank.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like the sun rays hit you different out there. You know what I mean? Something about the water. I don't know, but maybe just the sun, dude. For real, like it's just nice to be out there sometimes. You got hot sand and warm water. And a hot sun. It's a cool mix up with a cool breeze.
Bro, the breeze, flowing. Initially, I want to be like bitches in bikinis, but no, dude. I love nature. There is nothing bigger than Mother Nature, and when you're standing by a body of water, you feel that, like a large body of water that could engulf you just like that, bro. Like you're never bigger than Mother Nature. I don't care how strong you are.
Right.
So that's for me. The answer is just being right there on that brim of nature and just taking it all in and absorbing it. And maybe I'm an old hippie too. I don't know, but yeah, absolutely. So if anybody in the chat put any questions here, one I seen was quite funny. I don't know if she removed it or not though. Oh, okay. Cheesy said, "Zay, are we dating?"
Are we dating? That's an ongoing question. That's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be answered. You know what I mean? That's what it is. He knows what it is. It's just in the air for no reason. You know what I mean? I can't answer that yes or no. It's not like it's not how it goes. Yeah.
To be discovered or to be determined.
No, that's it. It's just, are we dating? That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's awesome. He answered this earlier, but I'll ask it again there. Cats or dog, is there a preferred pet?
Dog, yeah.
So absolutely a dog.
Yeah, I don't like getting attacked for no reason. Like if I'm fucking with my dog and it bites me, and I'm just like playing with his face or whatever, and it bites me, that's my fault. If I'm sitting on a couch and I get attacked by a cat, like what the fuck?
Out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah. Right? It's like, why? You're my cat, dude. What are you doing? I've seen you, right? Like,
Killing, you ain't gotta feel bad, homie. I have a whole array. I don't know at what point you came into the chat. I try to ask some of the most, I think people would ask questions like what you just did or whatever. I also asked him what his favorite wild type animal was, and I do believe the answer was an owl.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to see if I missed anything in here, but I'm not sure I did. Not so cash. If you're still in here, homie, I'm sorry. Whoop whoop. I didn't mean to ignore nobody that might have came in and said hello or nothing like that. We just trying to roll with the interview or whatever.
Hell yeah.
I was late. My bad. That's cool. I wish I was an owl. Right on.
Yeah, make sure you hit that like, y'all. Keep that shit running. Hit my boys. Hit my boys' page up in the algorithms. Let them know.
I appreciate it. I'll obviously be sharing it all out and stuff like this. This was random. I want to say yet again, thank you for coming on. I haven't got to do an interview now, and probably a month or so, give or take. And I needed this. I needed to get back into it. I needed to just hang out with some homies and be around my people. So I
Yeah,
appreciate the time, man. And I
no doubt,
tell
bro.
all my artists. Later on down the road, I'd love to like get everybody back on. I operate with a cell phone and a ring light, dude. I ain't got no fancy equipment yet. I'm scrubbing it too, and
Right.
eventually, I'd like to have a better setup and whatnot, and get people to come back. And if ever you're on YouTube, you see me on YouTube live, and we just got an open panel. Feel free to come on in, come up, promote, whatever, shit like
Yeah.
that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Uh, it's been great. I like to end the stream by allowing you, if you have any last minute shout outs or anything like that you want to get out there, you can. And like I said, I'm going to get all of your links, and those are going to get put in the description so people can go buy your merch and check out your Spotify and YouTube and wherever else your music may be at and all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah,
Right.
you just have any last minute shout outs? This is your time to go ahead and do that one.
Hell yeah. I just want to shout out the homies, anybody who's rocking with Ghost House Entertainment. Shout out Chapter 17, Scum LSP. Those are our brothers. MMFD. Anybody with fucking LSPs with us, you know what I'm saying? Those are the homies for real. Shout out Apollo Exodus for being one of the hardest working motherfuckers out here. I don't care what nobody says. He might take a little break here and there. He's busy like everybody else, though. You know what I mean? But he puts in a lot of work behind the scenes, bro. A lot. He does a lot for a lot of people, and I appreciate his hard work. And shout out everybody who's been fucking with me and continues to. You know what I mean? Every
Yeah.
comment, every share, every like we can't do that. I can't do that on my own, bro. You know what I mean? This is about us. I can't just do it by myself. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who's down with me is down. So. And much love
Absolutely.
to you for having me, bro, for sure. I know I said we got to schedule it. I got out of work early today, though, so I was just hanging out, and I seen it once I got out. I was like, oh shit, bet. Let me hit him up.
No, yeah, I'll do instant shit, but I like to try to, because I want to give you guys more promotion. I like to have it out 3, 4 days, sharing it, and then trying to get those people to come, in the chat. But I'll do it on an impulse too. If whatever works, works.
Right.
No, I appreciate it. I'm just
Hell
a
yeah.
guy, dude. I'm just a jug for the jug. I love our culture. I'm passionate about it, and I don't want to see it die. You know what I'm saying? And this is just my way of giving back from gatekeeping music on my own behalf, for so long. Like, I literally boxed my own self in. If the Clowns wasn't putting it on or I didn't hear it on the radio, I probably wasn't listening to you 10 years ago, 10 years ago or whatever.
Right.
So
That's fair.
this is me giving back or whatever. And I like to end. Firstly, I just seen EC come in at the end. That's the homie right there. If you don't know EC Juggalo, you better go fucking love that dude because he's a Juggalo for the Juggalos too. He's supporting everybody for no personal gain because he's just him. He ain't got a channel. He ain't like, oh, go to my shit. No, he's just like,
Right.
listen to this motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
And
EC's
also,
that homie.
I forgot if I already did once, but shout out 216 Juggalos. You know what I'm saying? Those are the homies, bro. Shout out Zach the
Yeah.
Terror. Yeah.
Zach the Terror, I had him on here already. He's dope as shit.
Yeah, he's cool, man. I fuck with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like to end my streams by telling everybody, tell somebody you love them, man. Life is too short. You don't know who needs to hear that, and it might be you that changes them in the right direction. They just need to hear that shit. Life sucks
Yeah.
sometimes, man.
Yeah,
So
bro.
check on your homies. If
Check on
not a
your homies, y'all.
stranger, check on a homie. Just
Yep.
say, hey, what's up? You doing okay? You feeling cool? You copacetic? You need to
Right.
talk? Because
Hell yeah.
sometimes we like to be tough and, not show to our homies that we down and out. So,
Right.
tell somebody.
Hell yeah,
I love
bro.
you guys, and thank you so very much, Zay.
No doubt, homie. Thank you for having me, bub.
Whoop,
Love you.
whoop!
Whoa, whoa. Yeah.